I've got a couple of impressions. My impression of a stand-up comic, okay? I think that escalators that go in the down direction should be called de-escalators. What's special about it is it's not just that we get to tell the jokes that like we want to tell, whatever we want to talk about, but it's also for people who have some context about some of these experiences.
A group of Asian women comics have created a comedy show for an Asian audience. It's part of Zoo Fest in Montreal. The Empress Comedy Show is meant to be an unfiltered evening of jokes that address taboo subjects important to Asian communities.
I have a joke, and the punchline is, you know, Grandma, we don't have to collaborate anymore. And it's because my family collaborated with the Japanese occupation, in my view. I'm sure they wouldn't agree. And that's a very difficult thing, so it's nice to be able to say to an audience who knows, like, maybe that's not ideal.
Ellie Gill is the host and producer of the Empress Comedy Show, and she is not afraid to criticize her own culture in her stand-up routine.
I'm half white, half Korean, and I immigrated to Canada, but my family immigrated before that to the United States, so I'm like a double immigrant. And I think there's this assumption sometimes that in order to not be racist, you have to think well of all immigrants. You have to sort of treat them like they're, as a block, just like wonderful people, and that they're sort of politically neutral, or they politically agree with you. And that's just not always the case.
So I'm going to talk about how my parents are the perfect immigrant, and please be nice to us. You know, kind of taking the opposite approach from Ellie.
Mariam Khan is another stand-up comic performing at the Empress Comedy Show.
I talk about that experience and growing up, like, leaving the house and everyone thinking I'm free, but like in the house, my parents were definitely strict and very Pakistani. So, you know, just having those two world experiences, also being able to go back to Pakistan and seeing what that world was like. So this is the thing, anytime I bring up my body image issues to my girlfriends, they go as honest as a group of girls can be, which is just silent. It's not just being an immigrant daughter, you know, it's also the things I go through, the dating world, you know, navigating my weight issues, so pop culture, all of that.
The comedians at the Empress Comedy Show are South Asian, Pinoy, East Asian, mixed race, and Middle Eastern. It takes place Thursday evening at 7 p.m. at Cafe Cleopatra in Montreal.
I think this is a really special show. We sold out last time, and the last time we had everyone in the room together, there was this cathartic feeling of like finally being able to just be together and enjoy some of this stuff.
In Montreal, Gareth Maddock-Jones, City News.
Ahead.